I'm always a little bit off on my timing. So hi, everybody. This is Joellen Newman. I am the founder and owner of Transforming Your Tomorrows, and I'm a life and business coaching company. I focus on entrepreneurs. And tonight, as always, Wednesday nights, or as many Wednesday nights as I can do, I bring you either myself, once in a while by myself, information about transforming your tomorrows, but the rest of the 3 out of 4 weeks for sure, I host entrepreneurs I consider on the rise in various specialties. And so why do I do that with, having my own business and coaching entrepreneurs is because I really believe in collaboration. I don't believe in competition on any level, even if I have another coach on with me, because we all go to people who make us feel comfortable and trustworthy. And it's like, okay, I'm going to someone for a specific answer. So you can't always do that you can't teach everything with strategy and operational management and technology without addressing the mindset. And I think more often than not lately, you might have had me have guests on who address mindset. And tonight I am really excited because we are going to be addressing things that are going on underneath the skin, our belief systems, our subconscious. And you'll love this woman. I met her through a virtual networking group, but Judy, I think I told you at one time I had PSYCH-K years ago and was very impressed with it. And so when I met Judy through a virtual networking group, I thought, this is really cool. I need to revisit this. And the reason, again, I wanted to revisit it is because we are inundated with stress. We have the external, I call that tornado out in the world, whether it's the economy or, are you able to pay your bills this month, or whether it's politics or whether it's health. All of those things are the three of the few big things that we value in life, right? Our health, our wealth, our ability to earn money, right? To have commerce. And so, but it doesn't, with all that out there, how do we really address what's going on in our heart and soul? Are we overwhelmed with what is, inundating us? And hi, Catherine, I hope you can stay with us. And I hope everybody's there. So I'm going to just check in as I can on my page. And for some reason, it's knocked me off. It better not have. Okay, so I think I'm back on. And so I want to make sure that in this show, bringing you this next speaker gives you the opportunity to kind of settle in for the next 20 minutes and meet this phenomenal lady and learn about PSYCH-K and how that might help you, especially during these trying times. 2020, I don't care what you've been through or not been through, it's been a stressful year, right? Even if we're on easy street, which I don't know. I mean, maybe a lot of us are, okay, God bless you. But even still, you can't ignore some of that contrast that shows up in our life. So with that, I really want to humbly present to you Judy Kane. She is a PSYCH-K facilitator, and she's your partner in identifying and releasing subconscious beliefs that keep you or your friends or your family, your clients even stuck where they're at. They're repeating unhealthy patterns. And I think that was a really interesting word to use, patterns that we don't often recognize. Judy does not work with behaviors, strategies, accountability, or any other valuable aspects provided in coaching programs. She focuses on changing the beliefs that keep people stuck and prevent them from receiving the full value of the coaching programs in which they're invested. So the shifts in her clients' experience result in them finally achieving what they've longed to with ease, right? With that ease. Can you just feel that dripping into your body? Something going on with ease. In addition to working one-on-one, Judy hosts workshops and she presents in group sessions, conferences, and on podcasts. So for more information, please book a session with her. She's got an opportunity for a free free session for you to just find out more about her, which I would highly, highly recommend. And I'm going to put in the chat and on Facebook, you would go to alignedconsciousness.com. But I think this is an opportunity for us to really learn what that is and how it helps us settle down. So with that, first, let me welcome Judy Kane.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Thanks. I mean that when I say people need someone to help us through the things that we're experiencing emotionally. And we don't even know where that's coming from. We don't, and even as a coach, I hear it all the time with clients. It's like, I just let loose today and I'm not really sure why. I go, oh, okay, let's work on this. But I don't do PSYCH-K. I have different tools in my toolbox, but I found it interesting reading your bio that it really does help people who are signed up for coaching sessions, that it gets them it removes some of the blocks that they have. So with that, before I get into, all the details that what PSYCH-K is, you can start sharing that with us. But one of the questions I ask my entrepreneurs when they come on is, just to help others who are out there and might be experiencing the same thing, or what's one challenge that you as an entrepreneur have experienced that either you resolved already, that taught you a new way of, oh, that's how I can resolve that problem. Or maybe you're going through something right now that is really a challenge for you and you're in the process of resolving it. Is there anything like that that you could share with us?
Yes. When I first started my business, I was getting excellent advice from lots of sources, and it seemed to me that I needed to be proficient and prolific on every platform I'd ever heard of. And I was feeling overwhelmed. Yeah. I needed to get a website. I needed to be on, 4 or 5 different social media platforms. I should be blogging every week. And it was like, I didn't get anything done because it was just, I didn't even know where to start. It was just really too much to try to sort through. And I finally, between listening to some people and just thinking it through myself, decided that, it's my business and I was going to do, one thing, get that comfortable, then add another thing and not try to be everywhere all the time because I wouldn't have had time for clients.
Wow. I just want people to hear that because I've gone through the same thing where everybody says you need to learn this, you need to learn that, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then how do you discern what do you really need for your business when you don't know? You're just out there learning. And I love that that's been a challenge for you. I mean, I don't love that that's been a challenge for you too, but it really helps me identify, oh, I know this problem.
Yeah. So, I started one place and I track it, if I don't get traction on a platform or with a particular networking group or, whatever it is, I give it a good try and then, okay, that's not the best place for me. So try something new.
Right. Yeah. I think that, I think that that part is understanding how you can be discerning with what you need or don't need, or what even network, and I think I've said this maybe a time or two on my shows, is that I used to, when we could go in person, I would do a networking group here, a networking group there, and it would be an hour away from me, because it wouldn't seem like it should have been that long, but just the distance, the traveling, it's on the east side of town, I'm on the west side of town. And I thought, God, I can't do this. This is because time, one of the things as what I do is, what's your efficiency quotient in running your business? For me to be in a car, 1 hour one way, 1 hour back, and then an hour for the networking, or maybe an hour and a half, that's almost half of your day. And what if I don't get any clients? And that, so I've learned that this particular problem hits across the board. However we deal with it now, we've got a lot of virtual opportunities, but are we always in the right virtual networking group too?
Right.
Right. So I think, I mean, obviously I have the joy of meeting other entrepreneurs that I get to host on this program. So I think that's really cool. But so I hope everybody hears that message really clearly, that you're not alone with that particular issue, and that there is a way out of that. And it, you know, you can call either Judy or myself, but I mean, knowing that Judy's gone through that process and you get a free introductory session, if you will. Anyway, you could go to
It's a phone call. It's just
a phone call, rather. Yes.
Q&A type of a thing. To if people have questions about what I do, I talk with them about.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I will definitely. I want to make a comment on. Oops. I want to make sure that I add more comments onto here so that you guys can know the place you need to go. And again, it's alignedconsciousness.com. So I'll make sure that gets posted. Okay. So with that, Judy, tell us really what the heck is PSYCH-K and why does it clear up things for clients?
Yeah, it's a set of processes. We use muscle testing, kinesiology to communicate with the subconscious to figure out what's in there, because there's no other really reliable way of doing it. You can look at what's going on in your life and make some assumptions, but you need a tool to really get at what's going on in the subconscious. And with PSYCH-K, we use muscle testing. Okay. And so it's a process where you and the client talk about what's going on, what would they rather be experiencing, and then working with either the emotions that are overwhelming them or statements that are affirmation style about what they want to be true that's going on in their life. And you're basically rewriting these beliefs in the subconscious using some, people are sitting in a certain way that helps promote being whole-brained, or doing certain gestures or that type of thing. But they're fully alert, awake, aware, participating. It's a collaborative process, and they choose what it is they are, changing in their subconscious.
Wow. And
it's
so,
it's a really fast process. You call it a balance when you rewrite a belief, and in PSYCH-K, and almost all the time, a balance takes less than 5 minutes for any one belief. So it's a fast change process.
Oh, wow. Okay. I put in the Facebook page, and that's what comes up, alignedconsciousness.com. So if anybody wants to go there, it's posted on our live feed right now. But how does it make people feel or how do they even identify exactly what's troubling them when you're dealing with the subconscious? How do they pick out, okay, I need to resolve this limiting belief? Sometimes we don't even know that.
Right. So we talk about it. A lot of times people do know, and a lot of times they don't. And so it's more, what's going on, and they know what they don't want. And so so what would you rather be experiencing is how you approach it. And, and they talk about it. And a lot of times it's not the thing they want to be experiencing. It's what that thing stands for emotionally for them. For instance, somebody might say they want to earn a certain amount of money a year. Well, it's not that amount of money. It's what that amount of money makes them feel. So we go to that and figure out, so, this is the way you'd rather be living your life, right? And so you back into it that way. I don't hear you.
Okay, sorry. With some of the clients that you've had, do they come back to you and say, Judy, this is what happened? Share with us some of the results that you've experienced after your work with, and obviously no names. I mean, you know,
Oh,
I
sure.
mean, you're a
Yeah.
professional, but I think it would give them a good experience of, okay, I started with this, I'm here at B. What does that look like or feel like for them? I don't even, you know, I don't remember my session, so it's been so long. So
Yeah. So sure. Well, a lot of people feel a lot of anxiety around money. And so many times, but I can think of one person in particular, they would get just really stressed out thinking about having to pay money, thinking about was there going to be enough money, that, you know, looking at the checkbook. I mean, all of that just made them feel really stressed out and anxious. And so we had a session and worked with that emotion as much as anything, of transforming that into a more peaceful place to be. And then a few supporting statements of how they wanted it to be. And they don't feel that charge when they think about finances at all anymore. It's just not there.
So that only took one session with you? Really? Wow.
That one did, because we got to it really quickly. And people will say, well, I've got this problem. You know, how many sessions do I need? And it's,
Right.
I don't know. I've never
That's
had a
interesting.
client with a phobia take a full session. But with
Really?
anything, yeah, phobias usually are pretty single source types of things. So we'll get through that in a part of session, and I'll say, so what else do you want to change? You know, because we got time left. But
Wow.
yeah, for other things, it can be simple. It can be really complex. And so there's no, I don't have a rule of thumb on how many sessions. Sometimes people only need one, particularly if they're working with a coach. They've
Right.
already identified what the blocks are.
Right.
And so they've already got the list. We kind of, you know, coaches will send their clients to me. We'll go down the list, and frequently that's all they need to go back and be successful in the coaching program.
I think what's really powerful with listening to this is that this seems like a rapid result type of process. And it helps people, even if you're not totally clear on what you need to address, you go through a series of questions that you're able to pinpoint, okay, let's kind of work on this. And then by creating some statements around that, take them through a process that is only associated with PSYCH-K, right? Would that be correct? And which is why we're not showing you how to do it, you guys, because this is a trademarked process that you need to learn from a trained PSYCH-K facilitator. So just so you know, because I was telling Judy, I said, is there any way we can, you know, just show them? And she goes, no, I can't put it on camera. And that's why you give her a call, you know. But I think what's really cool that I'm hearing is that if you're really stuck on something on a consistent fashion, and maybe you don't even know exactly why you keep getting stuck, she can ask you a series of questions and then take you through the process of what PSYCH-K is. And like she said, whether that's one session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, who knows, you know, it's, I'm sure based on how people feel after that session.
Yeah, well, it is. And the other thing I will say, I've been doing this since 2011 and I haven't gotten to the bottom of my list yet. So there's always something.
There was, oh boy, for sure. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Because, you know, it's in Ho'oponopono, I'm energy healer as well. So and I trained directly under Dr. Hugh Lin in Washington, DC when he came to stateside. But when I worked with him, you know, that's why you keep continuing to do Ho'oponopono. You know, there's layers upon layers upon layers of healing yourself. And even though, you know, you keep working on something, there's something more that comes up, whether it's this generation or prior generations or future generations, right? That's Ho'oponopono. But I think what's really interesting is that you're right. We all have layers to ourselves. That's why people come back to coaching every week. You know, you can't go and get a one and done. I mean, yes, I can shift people in an hour, and I do evidence-based coaching where it's like, okay, where are you at the beginning? Where are you at the end? Just like, much like yours, it sounds by virtue of the process itself, it's evidence-based. So, which is pretty powerful.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very powerful thing. Some of the stuff that I've seen with clients is amazing. And the physical symptoms of stress are, I expected, I know this is going to happen, but it's always stunning to see a quick change when there's been a change in belief with some physical thing that people were trying to, make better.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Right. I love this. So you guys, we're a short show tonight, but the truth is it's a powerful show. It's an opportunity for you to take a look at, all right, is there something I really want to work on? And give her a call and go to alignedconsciousness.com. It will connect them. And Judy, correct me if I'm wrong, it will connect them to a place where they can set up on your calendar for a call, correct?
Right.
So
They schedule it there and.
Right. So she's got everything lined up for you. Talk about organization. I love it. But to give you an opportunity to learn more about PSYCH-K and how it might help you. And I think because we're really talking about how do you, I'm not talking about strategy or operational management tonight or tech or anything like that. I'm talking about your mind health, your heart health, right? And that can manifest in the state of your body health or unhealthy ways. And it's really an opportunity just for you to peel that layer in a very gentle way and get some pretty rapid results, see how you respond to it. So Judy Kane, and she's at www.alignedconsciousness.com. And she'll be able to chat with you with, a little bit more detail if that's even needed after this show on PSYCH-K. So next week, I will say that I have the honor of having a copywriter on the show as the entrepreneur. And this is going to be, where is it? I've got it, October. Is Susan Rose. She's a copywriter and she'll be on, which I also met her through the spiritual networking group. Really, really cool ladies.
Yes.
And hopefully I get them all on, who knows? But, we entrepreneurs tend to be very, generally we're solo entrepreneurs, right? And how do we get all the answers? Like Judy first mentioned, that was her challenge. Who do I go to do this, solve this problem, and solve that problem? Eventually, we all learn, I have to be discerning for myself and not rely on everybody else's input. So that's why I have experts here that can say, all right, this is what I do. You can seek them out, just like for Judy Kane tonight on PSYCH-K. But next week at 7 p.m. Wednesday night, I will have Susan Rose, who is a copywriter. And boy, don't we all need those. So thank you so much, Judy. I love this. This is very cool.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. And you guys have a blessed week. Have a high energy week. It's time to just nurture yourself every single day. And, if you need to, give Judy a call. All right.
Please do.
Thanks, Judy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.